Welcome back to my kitchen. This is Tanner Style. I am Oliver Tanner, and in this video we are going to finish up our pies. This is our final pie video. We're gonna put our pies together. Let's get to it. To begin, we are going to put our apple pie together. All right, so here we have our blind baked crust, okay, and you'll see it's not fully cooked on the inside. That's fine. We don't need it to be fully cooked on the inside, right? And we have our apple pie filling, and let's just start spooning that in. We just want to fill up our pie shell nice and full. Let's pack this thing. All right. Actually, we might want to not quite so much. Here we go. We've got our pie filling. We made a crumble topping. Now this is basically just half and half brown sugar and flour, and then we cut some butter in there as well, right? And we're just gonna sprinkle that. You could also make a streusel topping if you wanted to. There's all kinds of toppings you could do for pies, and you know, as this cooks, all of the butter in there is going to melt. Some of those apple juices and whatnot are gonna kind of rise up, and it's gonna be good. Some of these things, you know, like a crumble topping, there isn't really a defined amount that you can put on it. It's kind of up to your own taste. And then we also added, I believe we also added like some cinnamon and nutmeg and things like that to this. So this is ready. We're gonna stick it in to bake, and we'll come back in just a minute and we'll fill the other pie while this one is baking. So meet me over by the fire in just a minute here, and let's stick this in and get it baked up. Okay, well, let's get this pie in our oven. You know, if you missed our last video, we got a 20-quart Dutch oven specifically for baking in, and we just got a, you know, 9-inch pie pan or cake pan upside down to create some space so we're not getting direct heat onto the pan there, so we can kind of get it surrounded and get it baked up. All right, so we're gonna get the lid on there. We've got some coals. Thinking we'll probably check the pie. So we cooked our we did our blind bake of the crust for about 20 minutes. I'm thinking that to finish it off, maybe we'll go for maybe like 30-35 minutes, something like that. You know, this is all just guesswork because this is really not, you know, we're not setting a temperature. This is not an exact science. All we're trying to do is harness the heat and get it cooked, and that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for a time limit. We're not looking for a heat level. We're looking for a result. What we're gonna be looking for is we're gonna want the top of that crust to be kind of a dark golden brown, okay, not a light gold. The crust around the edge was a light golden brown when we blind baked our crust, okay. We're gonna be looking for kind of a darker brown, and that's kind of be what we're looking for on that edge of the crust that's exposed there, as well as that crumble that we put on the top. All that butter's gonna melt. It's gonna go down into our pie filling, and we should be able to tell when it's done when we pull it out. Now here's the thing about cooking pie like this, okay. Now, is there the possibility that our crust won't be perfectly baked all the way through? Because I'm not going to be able to check the crust at the bottom of the pie, right? So there's a possibility maybe something might be a little bit underdone. More likely than not, it's going to be all cooked through. You got to remember what this pie crust is made of, right? So we've got flour, we've got sugar, we've got salt, we've got water or buttermilk, whichever you choose. None of those things are unsafe to eat if they are not fully cooked. Okay, there's no eggs in there, there's nothing in there that you need to worry about. So when you bake this at home, forget the time limits, okay? Forget setting your temperature. Get your oven hot and bake it until it's done. Nice, even, golden brown. That's the result you're looking for. Learn to cook for results, not for what the directions tell you to do. Everybody's oven is a little different. We are cooking in a way that we have very little control over the heat, any of that kind of thing, okay? And we're doing this to help to illustrate that to you so that you can feel a little bit more confident in experimenting, spreading your wings, and trying it out. Learning how to cook, really cook, on your own without specific instructions, all right? So we're gonna check back on this in a little while, but right now let's head over and let's get our other pie put together. Okay, we're back at the table. Let's put together our other pie. Remember, this is kind of our general any fruit pie filling. What we did is we did coconut milk with some starch to thicken it, and then we have some pineapple and some mangoes in there. So coconut, pineapple, mango pie. For a crumble for that, we actually toasted up some coconut on the fire, and that's nice and crispy. We're actually going to add some of our crumble mixture to that. So we're going to make kind of like a toasted coconut crumble, right? So let's... I think that looks like it's probably good enough. We don't want to overwhelm the coconut. We definitely want the coconut to shine. We just want the crumble mixture to be an accent, kind of add to it, maybe give a little bit more cohesiveness, a little bit more texture. Yeah, let's add a little bit more now that we got it all mixed in. And then, you know, of course, the brown sugar is gonna add a nice bit of sweetness to it as well. Okay, now let's get this filled. We're just gonna pour. Actually, that looks just about perfect. All right, so we've got all of that in there. Let's get our crumble on top. I think that looks pretty dang good. I'm excited to try this one. Right now, we've still got our apple pie baking. As soon as that's done, we're gonna throw this in, and then, you know, we're gonna pull the apple pie out. We're gonna let it cool. As soon as this one is done, we're gonna meet you back over here with both pies fully cooked, and we're gonna give them a try, see how our pies turned out. All right, see you in a minute. Okay, so we have been here all day long getting these pies done, and they are finally finished baking. You saw it come out. The coconut kind of got a little bit dark. We left it in there a little bit longer than we wanted it to. This is what happens when you're baking outside in a Dutch oven. Can't exactly see inside. Can't exactly just pop it open and check inside because, you know, you got the coals on top and everything else. So we left it a little bit too long. But I think it's all gonna still taste pretty good. And right now, let's give it a try. All right, so let's go ahead and try this. All right, so you can see we got some flakiness there. Crumble looks nice and crispy. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's good. We got really nice crispiness, flakiness with the crust. The apples They've still got some crunch to them. They're still kind of firm. Yeah, flavor is really great. Let's try the other pie, see how that turned out. So we may have to try a couple bites of this one just to get everything. All right, so got a little bit of that crust with the topping. Got some mango in that bite. Hold on, let's get some pineapple. All right, some pineapple with this one. Whew. Yeah, so when this cools down, it's gonna thicken up a lot more, not be quite so liquidy, but the flavors in there are like really good. The flavors in there are fantastic. Let's try one more. Got a little bit of that burned topping with that bite. The burned part is a little bit off-putting. It's not my favorite, but the coconut flavor does work with everything else. So aside from that burned crumble that we attempted with that little coconut crumble, the rest of the pie worked really well. The crust was flaky and tender. All of it was just really good. Everything was well cooked through. And I'm gonna declare this all a success. You know, this is my first time cooking a pie like this outside. So, you know, not bad for a first try. You go ahead and give all of this a try. You can try it outside if you want, sort of like I did, or you can just do it at home in your own kitchen and probably have a much easier time of it and probably have a lot more success. You'll be able to definitely watch and make sure you don't burn the top of your crumble. Go ahead and try whatever I made. Make something of your own. Tell me what kind of weird oddball fruit pies you can think of and make it. Tell me how it works out. Go ahead and comment down below any questions you have, any comments. Let's have a conversation about pie. Thank you for watching this whole series of videos. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that you've learned something. I hope that you can take something and elevate your pie game the next time that you go and make some pie for your family. Thank you for joining us. Please give us a like, a share, a subscribe, and thanks for joining us on Tanner Style. We'll see you the next time around. Bye-bye.
When I say yummy, you say pie. Yummy?
Pie.
Yummy?
Pie. When I say I want, you say pie. I want
Pie.
I want
Pie. Apple pie, pineapple, mango, coconut pie.